I'm going to do everything I can to minimize Putin's price hike. Putin's price hike. Putin's price hike. Price hike. Putin's price hike. Putin's price hike. Putin price hike. Putin price hike. The Putin price hike.
If you think Putin's price hike is bad, just wait till President Biden starts talking about Putin's produce shortage. I'm serious. Russia's gains in the eastern part of Ukraine threaten your grocery store shelves and allow Putin to cut off all of Ukraine's food exports. Why is that important? Well, Ukraine's breadbasket, mostly the part in red right there, supplies 50% of the world's oilseed. What's oilseed? Well, it goes into vegetable oils, livestock feeds, pharmaceuticals, and the chemical industry. Ukraine is also the world's 5th largest exporter of wheat and 4th largest exporter of corn. Putin now controls most of that production and all of the means for Ukraine to send their food to the world market. Wheat and corn are like oil. It's a worldwide commodity. So get ready for Putin to do the same thing with our food he has done with our gas. Here's the head of the Black Farmers Association here in the United States explaining what's coming.
For so long, we've enjoyed, lots of food in this country. So we've never, ever faced a food shortage. And I think that's coming in the coming months.
It's a scary predicament. The one way to help right now the United States and the world keep its food supply would be ensuring a way to get Ukrainian wheat and corn out to the world. How does that happen? It happens through the Black Sea, which is here. Here is Odessa, which is the last remaining port in Ukrainian hands. These are all the Russian warships. The Ukrainian freighters would have to come down here through the Bosphorus Strait and then out into the Mediterranean. The Russians have Ukraine fully blockaded. The only way to stop Putin's produce steal is to protect the sea lanes heading to Ukraine. That would require U.S. military intervention. Seth Crospey, former undersecretary of the Navy, has some ideas on how to do just that. Seth, does Vladimir Putin have us over a wheat barrel?
No, he has himself over his own self-created barrel. And if we're smart, we'll make that barrel bigger and cause him to reconsider his blockade of Ukrainian ports. And as your previous commentator, or the clip showed, the question of our and other countries' ability to get foodstuffs is very much an issue as a result of the Russian blockade. There are 25 million tons of grain in Ukrainian silos awaiting shipment, and they can't go because of the Russians.
What you describe is a little bit, or I should say is the naval version of what was discussed during the beginning of this war. If you have a no-fly zone, it's no different than protecting Ukrainian grain freighters, right?
Well, no-fly zone is more likely to lead to direct confrontations between particular forces. The advantage of a reflagging operation that escorted merchant ships is that there would be a coalition, as I recommend, of friendly countries, and it would be large enough so the Russians would be discouraged over it and attacking ships.
Well, certainly they may be discouraged, but at some point, if they take a shot at one of these ships or try to stop it, doesn't that quickly end up with a war with whatever this coalition is and the United States Navy and Vladimir Putin on the other side?
Does Vladimir Putin want to take on 10 or 12 ships at one time?
Do we want to find out?
Do we want to find out the consequences of having Ukraine blockaded successfully for the next 2 years?
I guess that's the real question. What does that look like if Ukraine is successfully blockaded?
It looks like food crises all over the world, including substantial shortages here in our own country.
It's a scary process.
And one of the points that's important here is that 25 million tons is last year's harvest. Okay, so if those silos are not emptied, what happens to the grain and foodstuffs that are being grown right now and will be harvested beginning a month from now? Where do they go? They get burned up?
Putin goes ahead and steals them, which is probably what he would exactly like to do. Newsweek, famine will force West to lift sanctions. Russian TV host claims. We know where Putin's headed with this. Hey, Seth, it was good to see you. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Sure. Thank you, Leland.
Good talking. Thanks for watching. Go to newsnationnow.com to find NewsNation on your television provider. And don't forget to subscribe. Click the red button to get more of NewsNation's fact-driven, unbiased coverage.